Who doesn't love a nice bowl of warm soup on a cold January day? Well, Fiona Uyema from Fused by Fiona joins me this morning with a slight twist to a traditional recipe. Good morning, Fiona. Season's greetings.
Good morning. Yes, Happy New Year.
You're very welcome back. Now,
back.
the smells of this right in front of me are fabulous. Who doesn't love a bowl of soup, huh?
Absolutely, and we're adding a lovely, tasty Asian twist on this. So It's just really, really warm and the weather's got cold, so perfect time. I'm going to show a quick trick here to the viewers at home, just when you're cutting vegetables. So we're doing squash and carrot. So I have a damp cloth here. You could use a tea towel and that just secures the board.
Yeah.
I just find when you're cutting these chunky veg,
you don't want that board moving anywhere, yeah.
So just be really careful at home if you are cutting a chunky veg like that, that your board is secure. That's really, really important.
Very good tip.
That's just the quick tip of the day. But really, I tend to cut it in half. Just take the skin off around the edges.
What's the story with the skin on that? Can you roast the skin? Is it edible or?
No, I wouldn't. I have roasted it, and I still. I don't really like it. You have seeds inside. You can just scoop them out with a spoon. I have some pre-cut here, and I have some carrots, and I'm just going to roughly chop 3 carrots, about 800 grams of butternut squash.
And you can be as rough as you want, because are you going to blitz the soup anyway?
Exactly.
Okay.
So you don't have to be particular. I have a pan here, this is cast iron. You can use any saucepan. I've added some oil. Again, you can use any oil preferred, because it's a soup. Chopped onion. Didn't want my tears to be coming out in case I'd watery eyes. I always pre-chop them. So we're just going to add that base of flavour that you generally do. So look, most people probably have made a soup at home, so it's the same steps, but you're just adding the Asian flavours in. So I'm adding some chopped garlic. You could use fresh. I just have some jarred chopped there. Then just for the Asian, I love the ginger. So I'm adding a bit of that. And then I'm adding Thai green paste. Now you could add any curry here. I'm adding a Thai one. But even curry powder would work lovely here if you didn't have a curry paste at home.
And you're going with the green paste?
I'm going with green paste today. So this is a Thai-inspired butternut squash soup. Okay.
What would you have cooked in terms of, because I know Japanese food is very close to your heart. Yeah. What would traditionally have been on the menu around Christmas time in terms of...
They don't really celebrate Christmas.
No, they don't. So there's no dish that's associated with Christmas?
No, actually... KFC kind of stepped in on that in Japan and tried to associate it.
That's right. Yes. Yeah, I remember that a couple of years ago.
It was a really good marketing strategy they had. But yeah, like even my first Christmas in Japan, I was a student, and they don't even have large ovens. So we couldn't even fit a chicken in an oven. Oh, let alone a turkey. Let alone a turkey. So I can still remember my first Christmas, and it was very odd. But you kind of get used to it, and then I ended up travelling for Christmas while I was living there. But no Christmas. So I've just thrown the veg in there, mixed it all together. So if you're at home, you might give that a few minutes to infuse. So you've all your veg mixed with the onion and the curry paste, and then I'm adding, this is an organic vegetable stock cube. I've mixed with 500 ml of water. So I'm just pouring that in. Now, sometimes what I do, Simon, is I might roast the veg. And then put it in. But some people just want to use one pot. So you could roast it in the oven or just put it all in one pot, and then at least you can walk away from it. So
can you suggest any alternates to the squash if you weren't a squash fan?
Because the squash does have a strong flavour. You could use less squash and more carrots. Or any other type of veg really will go. I mean, you could even use broccoli, it'd be lovely, cauliflower.
Parsnip?
Definitely parsnip, Again, I wouldn't overwhelm it with I'd mix it in with the carrot. So generally, I would leave that then boiling until the veg softens. And then at that point, I would add the coconut milk. Or you can add the coconut milk after you blitz it, whichever you want, because the coconut milk doesn't really need to be cooked off in this particular case.
That's a really luxurious taste now, this coconut milk, isn't it?
Exactly. And I add a splash of soy sauce just for that depth of flavour. A bit of salt and pepper. You're just building on all the flavours, I suppose, like you would with a regular soup. And bring that to the boil. Would you generally blitz your soup or would you have it chunky?
No, I tend to blitz them. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Now, I wouldn't go mad and purees. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Because I'm a firm believer in being able to see what you're eating.
Yes, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there's a school of thought for both, isn't there?
Exactly. So, I mean, what you could do is, so you bring that to the boil, blitz it, and it's ready to go. But this is really freezer friendly as well, so you could put it into batches and freeze it.
Right.
That's what I really love about it. The other thing you could do, so I'm going to show you one that I made earlier.
Yeah.
So it's simmering away here, and you can get the smells of it. It's absolutely
fabulous.
beautiful.
It's right here in front of me. It's
yeah,
gorgeous.
what you could do with that then, Simon, is you could add some chunk into it, like spiralised courgettes, noodles, prawns. So you could kind of turn it into a really nice lunch.
Great idea, noodles going in there.
Yes, exactly. So it doesn't just have to be a soup. And I just want to show
the consistency of it. Look at that.
The viewers at home how you can dress it up then.
Now, you have dressed it up. What are you dressing it with?
So to keep the Asian theme, panko breadcrumbs, they just add that texture.
Right,
you know, so you just get a bit of bite in it as well.
Because I did say to you, have you got a bit of batch and butter that I can throw into it? And you went, no, this is the Asian version. So panko breadcrumbs.
Panko breadcrumbs. I've added some chilli flakes, even though you don't really need them because you have the curry paste, and that's adding a bit of spice. I don't want to.
And you've ginger in there as well, haven't you?
Yes, that's right. And there's ginger there as well.
Bit of heat there as well.
Some coriander, and then I'm just adding, like you were saying, the butter. I'm adding a drizzle of coconut milk, and you see all the different colours just bounce off the bowl. Then, so you just have this, as we were saying, a hug in a bowl for the winter.
Yeah, I got curious. Here I am. I
we better give Elaine a bowl.
Coconut milk.
Here you are, my darling. You can try that one. I've even got a spoon for you. How generous are we? Oh, she's smelling it.
Smell
that is
I thought you were going to drink it out of the bowl.
Even just to hold it.
But even the chilli and the ginger and the spices, like I've been to Thailand so many times, and the food there is absolutely delicious. And this is vegetarian and
vegetarian. Yeah, exactly. So it's the perfect week for it. Actually, it snowed yesterday, so you're kind of thinking of hot soups and comforting dishes.
Not good, isn't it?
I know it's not exactly Thai, but I'd like a hunk of brown bread and butter with that.
I just said that, yeah.
That is gorgeous.
And it is a hug in a bowl.
Yeah, definitely.
That is
for this
beautiful.
time.
And again, it's so easy to make. One pot wonder. You can batch it, you freeze it.
Absolutely. And like if you were to add up what it cost, I say you could make that for about €5. Which is phenomenal when you think about the nutrition you're getting. You were talking about that earlier. Like, you know, you don't need a big budget to make really comforting, healthy food.
And also, like, as we said earlier on, you can tailor it to whatever veg you like or don't like, can't you?
Absolutely, yeah. And even the curry paste, you know, it doesn't have to be the Thai. You can
I love the idea that Fiona had there, putting noodles in that. Like, if you had noodles in that, now that's a dinner.
Yeah, they'd soak it up.
Would you put noodles in that now?
Yeah, I probably would.
And maybe a couple of prawns.
Yeah, and some prawns, and spiralised courgettes even. I've done that in the past.
But the thing is, I mean, we were only saying it yesterday, we interviewed these guys that had a vegan cookbook, that...
The Bosch Boys,
The Bosch Boys, yeah. You can make such delicious, gorgeous food.
Yeah.
And it can taste... I think sometimes it tastes even better. I know you might disagree with me.
No.
I eat very little meat these days, but it's just so hearty and lovely and nice. And it's such a movement now.
Yes, absolutely. And I think that the Asian spices really lift vegetables.
They do,
So, you know...
Especially the fresh ones, if you have a bit of fresh ginger as opposed to ground ginger, it just gives that amazing kick.
Yeah.
And the one thing I would say is that coriander.
Get rid of it.
To me, it tastes like soap. Anybody else?
I love coriander.
Some people, it's a bit like some people can't taste cucumber, some people can't taste celery. Soap, I just get soap out of coriander, I can't do it at all.
Fiona, that is simple.
Absolutely delicious.
And savagely beautiful. Thank you.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Glad
Fiona.
you like it.
Now, full recipe details are, of course, available on our website, or just follow Fiona for more of her delicious dishes.
I'm a messy eater, so I'm going to have this in the break. It's on my top anyway.